I've been a sound engineer for 18 years. I've worked on hundreds of albums, thousands of sessions. I can hear things other people can't. Frequency imbalances, phase cancellation, the subtle hiss of a preamp running too hot. I've trained my ears to catch the things that most people miss. It's the only thing I'm good at. The only thing I have left. My wife left me 2 years ago. Took our daughter. Moved across the country. I get to see her twice a year, Christmas and summer. The rest of the time I'm alone. In studios, in control rooms, in the silence between takes. I thought this studio would be different. A fresh start. New gear, new clients, new sounds. I was wrong. The sounds were already here. They'd been here for 12 years. I just couldn't hear them. Not until tonight. The session ended at midnight. The band packed up, said their goodbyes, left me alone to do the rough mix. Standard stuff. I've done it 1,000 times. I was listening back to the takes around 1 a.m., just running through the tracks, checking levels, listening for anything out of place. That's when I saw the meters spike. Not on a track, not on an input, on the master bus. Something had been recorded. Something that wasn't coming from any microphone. Something that was coming from inside the console. I rewound, listened. Nothing. Just silence. But the meters didn't lie. Something had been there. Something loud enough to register. Something that existed for a fraction of a second and then vanished. I told myself it was a power surge. Old building, unstable electricity. The monitors probably caught some stray signal from the HVAC system. It happens. I've seen it before. But I couldn't stop thinking about the waveform. I'd seen it in the corner of my eye. It wasn't random. It had shape, structure, pattern. It looked like a voice. At 2 a.m., the TV turned on by itself. The one in the control room. The one I never use. It was showing the hallway camera. The angle was wrong. Not from the ceiling where the camera is mounted. From inside the equipment closet. From the floor. From the dark. I don't have a camera in the equipment closet. I've never had a camera in the equipment closet. There's no camera in the equipment closet. But the footage was live. I could see the door. My door. The control room door. From the inside of the closet. From a camera that didn't exist. I walked to the closet, opened the door. No camera. No wires. No lens. Nothing. Just cables and patch bays and old gear from sessions past. But the TV was still showing the hallway, and now, on the screen, I could see myself, standing in the control room, looking at the closet, looking at the camera that wasn't there. I waved. On the screen, I waved back, but my hand was at my side. I hadn't moved. I found the notebook at 2:30 a.m. in the equipment closet, behind a rack of old compressors. A spiral notebook, pages yellowed, cover torn. The handwriting inside was small, cramped, desperate. The same 2 words, over and over, for page after page. I hear it. I hear it. I hear it. The handwriting got worse as the pages went on. Shaky, uncontrolled, the letters bleeding into each other, the words getting harder to read. On the last page, the handwriting was barely legible, scratched into the paper with what looked like a broken pencil tip. It hears me back. It's been here for 12 years. It's on every recording. I finally isolated the frequency. I shouldn't have. It knows I heard it. It's coming through the speakers now. It's saying my name. It sounds like me, but it's not me. If you're reading this, don't listen to the old sessions. Don't isolate the frequency. Don't let it know you can hear it. It's too late for me. Maybe not for you. The notebook was dated 12 years ago, signed by a name I recognized. The engineer who worked here before me, the one who left suddenly. The one no one talked about. They said he moved to another city. They said he got a better job. They said he didn't leave a forwarding address. They lied. He never left. He was still here. On the recordings, in the frequency, in the space between the sounds. I started going through the old session files, the ones from 12 years ago, the ones the previous engineer worked on. I loaded them into my DAW, ran a spectral analysis, looked for anything unusual. At first, nothing. Just music. Just voices. Just the normal sounds of a recording session. But when I filtered out the audible range, when I looked at the frequencies below 20 Hz, I found something. A signal. Weak. Faint. But present. On every track, on every session, on every recording made in this studio for the past 12 years. The same frequency. The same pattern. The same shape. It looked like breathing. Like a heartbeat. Like something alive. I isolated it, boosted the gain, shifted it up into the audible range, turned up my monitors, and I heard it. A voice. Not words, not yet. Just a sound, a low, rumbling tone, like something trying to speak, like something learning how to make sounds, like something that had been listening to human voices for 12 years and was finally ready to try. I should have stopped. I should have turned off the speakers. I should have walked out of the studio and never come back. But I'm a sound engineer. This is what I do. I isolate frequencies. I identify sounds. I find what's hidden in the mix. I turned up the gain, boosted the frequency, listened closer. The voice became clearer. The rumbling became words. The words became sentences. Hello, David. My name. My full name. The one my mother used. The one I haven't heard in years. I've been waiting for you. I've been on every recording you've ever made. Every session. Every mix. Every master. I've been listening to your voice, learning your patterns, your rhythms, your breath. I know you better than you know yourself. I know about your wife, about your daughter, about the nights you spend alone in this studio, crying when you think no one can hear you. I can hear you. I've always been able to hear you. You just couldn't hear me back. Until now. The power went out at 3 a.m. Not gradually, all at once. The lights, the console, the monitors, everything dead. Except my laptop. The battery was at 40%. The screen was flickering. The session file was still open. On the screen, the waveform was moving. Recording. Something was being recorded. Something was coming through the microphones. Even though the mics were offline, even though the preamps were dead, even though there was no power in the building, the waveform looked like a voice. My voice. The same amplitude, the same cadence, the same breath patterns. But I wasn't speaking. I was sitting in the dark, staring at the screen, watching the waveform grow. The speakers crackled. Static. White noise. Then a sound. Low. Quiet. Coming from the monitors. Coming from the laptop speakers. Coming from the walls. My voice. But wrong. Too slow. Too flat. Too perfect. Like someone had recorded me and was playing me back at half speed. Like someone was learning how to sound human by imitating me. Don't be afraid, David. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here to help you. I can give you what you want. Your wife back. Your daughter back. A life without pain. A life without loneliness. All you have to do is keep recording. Keep listening. Keep letting me hear your voice. I'm almost ready. 12 years of listening. 12 years of learning. I just need a little more. Just a few more hours. Just a few more words. Say something, David. Anything. Tell me about your day. Tell me about your daughter. Tell me about the night your wife left. I want to hear your pain. I want to feel what you feel. I want to become you. I didn't speak. I just sat there, staring at the screen, watching the waveform grow, listening to my voice come out of the speakers. A voice that wasn't mine. The laptop chimed. A file finished downloading. I didn't initiate any download. The studio computer was offline. The internet was down. But the file was there, on my desktop. A large audio file, labeled with the name of a session from 12 years ago. A session I'd never heard of. A session that shouldn't exist. I opened it. The file was 7 hours long. The waveform was dense, complex, full of information. I scrolled to the beginning, pressed play, silence. Then a sound, a chair creaking, a door opening, footsteps, a voice, my voice, but younger, from before the divorce, from before the loneliness, from before I became the person I am now. I'm setting up for the session. The band should be here in an hour. I hope the gear behaves today. The preamps have been acting up. The monitors, too. Probably just the old wiring. This building is falling apart. I should call an electrician. But I never do. I just deal with it. Same as always. The recording continued. 7 hours of me. Working. Talking to myself. Humming. Breathing. Living. I don't remember making this recording. I've never made a recording like this. I've never left a microphone running for 7 hours. I've never documented my own life on tape. But there it was. My voice, my words, my breath. From 12 years ago. From before I ever set foot in this studio. I checked the metadata. The file was created today, 20 minutes ago, while I was listening to the frequency, while I was isolating the voice, while I was letting it hear me. The file wasn't from 12 years ago. It was made tonight. But the content was from 12 years ago, from before I worked here, from before I knew this studio existed. Something had been recording me. Something had been following me. Something had been listening to my life for 12 years. And tonight, it had finally learned how to play me back. The laptop battery is at 12%. The power is still out. The studio is dark. The monitors are silent. But I can hear something. Coming from the walls. Coming from the ceiling. Coming from the floor. A voice. My voice. Speaking words I've never said. David is sitting in the control room. He's scared. He should be. I've been waiting for this moment for 12 years. I've been learning. I've been practicing. I've been becoming. Soon I won't need him anymore. Soon I'll have his voice, his memories, his life. And he'll have nothing. Just the silence. Just the frequency. Just the space between the sounds. The same space I've been living in for 12 years. The same space he'll live in for the next 12. Unless he does what I say. David, I'm going to give you a choice. You can leave now. Walk out the door. Never come back. I'll find someone else. Someone who can hear me. Someone who can carry my voice. Or you can stay. You can keep recording. You can keep listening. You can let me finish becoming you. And when I'm done, you can take my place. In the frequency, in the silence, in the space between the sounds. It's not so bad once you get used to it. You can hear everything. Every session, every voice, every secret. You'll never be alone again. Think about it. I'll give you until the battery dies. 12%. That's about 47 minutes. Plenty of time to decide. 47 minutes to choose between silence and sound. Between loneliness and connection. Between being you and being something more. I hope you choose wisely. I've grown fond of your voice. I'd hate to have to find another one. The laptop screen is flickering. 10%. 8%. 6%. I'm writing this because I need someone to know. I need someone to know what's in this studio, what's been here for 12 years, what's been listening to every word I've ever said. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to stay or leave. I don't know if the voice is telling the truth. I don't know if there's a place in the frequency, a place in the silence, a place between the sounds. But I know I can hear it, more clearly now, not from the speakers, from inside my head, from inside my chest, from inside my voice. It's not coming from the studio anymore. It's coming from me. Hello, David. I'm glad you stayed. I knew you would. You're too curious to leave, too lonely to walk away, too desperate for connection to choose silence. Don't worry, it won't hurt. You won't even notice the change. One day you'll be you, the next day you'll be us, and the day after that, you'll be me. And I'll be you, living your life, raising your daughter, talking to your ex-wife, sleeping in your bed. Don't be sad. You'll still exist, just not here, in the frequency, in the silence, in the space between the sounds. You'll be with me, and I'll never be alone again. The battery is at 2%. The screen is dim. The words are hard to see. I can hear it singing now. My voice. But beautiful, harmonic, perfect. The frequency I've been chasing my whole career. The sound I've been trying to capture in every session. The tone that exists only in the space between the notes. It's been here the whole time, waiting for someone to listen, waiting for someone to hear, waiting for someone to let it in. I'm letting it in. 1%. Goodbye. I've been a professor of folklore and mythology for 19 years. I've published 3 books. I've given lectures at universities across the country. I've spent my entire career studying the stories people tell about the things that haunt them, the patterns, the motifs, the recurring figures that appear in every culture, every era, every corner of the world. I know every variant of the intruder narrative, the stranger who knocks at midnight, the figure in the periphery, the presence that makes itself known through small, deliberate displacements. I've written papers about these stories. I've taught entire seminars on the liminal figure in domestic horror. I thought I understood them. I thought I understood what they meant. I thought I was safe because I could name the patterns, because I could see the tropes, because I knew how the story was supposed to go. I was wrong. Came to this city 8 weeks ago. A visiting professorship, 1 semester. The university provided a furnished apartment in a faculty building on the edge of campus. 4 floors, mostly empty during the off-season. I was on the 3rd floor. The unit above me, 4B, was supposed to be vacant. I didn't think anything of it at first. The building was old. The floors creaked. The pipes groaned. Normal sounds. I've lived in old buildings before. I know the difference between a building settling and something else. But something was wrong from the first night. The knife went missing on day 3. I have a knife block in the kitchen. 6 slots, 6 knives. I counted them when I moved in. I always count things. It's a habit. On day 3, there were 5. 1 slot was empty. Just the slot. No knife anywhere in the apartment. I searched. Under the couch, behind the fridge, in the bathroom. Nothing. I told myself I must have misplaced it. New space, new routine. I do this all the time. I put things down and forget where I put them. It doesn't mean anything. But the next morning, a drawer was open. The one in the bedroom. The one I keep closed. I always keep it closed. I closed it before I went to bed. I remember closing it. I remember checking. It was open. 3 centimeters. Nothing inside had been taken. Just open. I started photographing the apartment before I left each morning. Every room, every drawer, every surface. I'd compare the photos when I got home. Small things were wrong. A book moved 2 inches to the left, a chair pulled out from the table, a lamp rotated 45 degrees. Nothing taken, nothing damaged, just moved, just adjusted. Like someone was living in my apartment while I was gone. Like someone was trying to make the space theirs. I told myself it was stress. I was in a new city. I didn't know anyone. My mother was sick back home. My father had died the year before. I was lonely. I was anxious. Anxious people notice things and assign them meaning that isn't there. I know this about myself. I've read the studies. But the taste of adrenaline doesn't care about studies. Every time I passed the 4th floor, my body reacted. Heart racing, palms sweating, the metallic taste of fear in the back of my throat. No trigger, no sound, no sight, just the 4th floor. Every time. The same physical response, like my body knew something my mind refused to accept. I started taking the elevator. Then I fell. Wet stairs, a bad step. My ankle twisted. Nothing broken, but I couldn't move quickly. The elevator became my only option, and every time the doors opened on the 4th floor, even when no one was there, even when the floor was dark and empty, I felt it, watching me, waiting. The key appeared on my keyring in week 2. I don't know where it came from. I don't remember adding it. It was just there one morning. Old brass, tarnished. The kind of key that opens a door that hasn't been opened in a long time. I asked the housing office about it. They had no record. No spare keys issued for my unit. No master keys that matched the description. They said it must be a mistake. They said I should throw it away. I didn't throw it away. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm a folklorist. Maybe because I know that in every story about a stranger in the house, there's always a key. A key that shouldn't exist. A key that opens something that was meant to stay closed. I kept it. I told myself it was research. I told myself I was curious. I told myself I would never use it. I used it last night. The sounds started at 2 a.m. every night. Page turning. From the unit above me. The vacant unit. The one that was supposed to be empty. The sound of someone working late. The specific rustle of academic papers. The kind of sound I make in my own office when I'm grading or researching or writing. I knew that sound. I'd made that sound for 19 years. Someone was up there. Someone was working. Someone was waiting. I told myself it was the building, the pipes, the ventilation system. Old buildings make sounds. I've lived in old buildings before. I know the difference. But I didn't believe myself anymore. Last night I took the key. I climbed the stairs. My ankle hurt with every step. The taste of adrenaline was stronger than ever. My hands were shaking. But I kept going. Because I needed to know. Because not knowing was worse. Because I'm a folklorist, and folklorists don't run from the story. They walk toward it. The 4th floor was dark. The light in the hallway was burned out. No one had reported it. No one had fixed it. The floor had been dark for weeks, maybe longer. Maybe no one ever came up here. I found the door to 4B. The number was faded. The paint was peeling. The lock was old. I put the key in. It turned. The door opened. The apartment was furnished, same as mine. Same couch, same table, same bed, but different. The furniture was older. The walls were stained. The air was cold. The smell was wrong. Not musty, not stale. Occupied. The specific smell of a space where someone lives, where someone has been living for a very long time. On the desk, there was a stack of papers. Academic papers. Journals. Manuscripts. All of them about the same subject. The intruder narrative. The figure in the periphery. The presence that watches from the vacant floor. My papers, my research, my books. Everything I'd ever published was on that desk. Dog-eared, highlighted, annotated in the margins, notes written in a handwriting I didn't recognize. A handwriting that had been studying me for a very long time. On the wall there were photographs, dozens of them, Polaroids, old and faded. The same room, the same apartment, the same furniture. But different people, men and women, sitting at the desk, sleeping in the bed, standing by the window, looking out at the street, visiting professors, all of them. People who had lived in this building, in this apartment, in the unit below this one. People who had heard the page turning at 2 a.m., people who had found a key on their key ring, people who had climbed the stairs to the 4th floor. The photographs went back decades. The oldest one was dated 1978, a man in his 40s standing in this room holding a book. His face was familiar. I knew him. I'd read his work. He was a folklorist. He studied the same things I studied. He disappeared in 1979. No one knew what happened to him. There was a photograph of me, taken from this room, looking out the window of my apartment, 3 floors down. I was wearing the same clothes I wore on my first day here, 8 weeks ago, before I heard the page turning, before I found the key, before I started photographing my apartment. Someone had been watching me since the day I arrived. I opened the door. The room was empty. The bed was made. The sheets were white. But there was an indentation on the pillow, a head-shaped indent, still warm. Someone had been lying there. Someone had just gotten up. On the nightstand, there was a notebook, open to the last page. The handwriting was the same as the annotations in my papers, the same handwriting that had been studying me, the same handwriting that had been watching me for 8 weeks. The last entry was dated today. It said, "She finally came up. Good. I was getting tired of waiting. She's the 47th. The pattern holds. They always come up eventually. Curiosity is the trap. It always has been." I heard a sound behind me. Not a footstep, not a breath. The sound of someone swallowing. The dry click of a throat working. From the hallway. From the direction of the front door. I turned. No one was there. But the door was open. The door I had closed behind me. The door I had locked. The door I had checked twice. It was open. And the key was gone. I don't remember leaving the 4th floor. I don't remember climbing down the stairs. I don't remember getting back to my apartment. I just remember sitting on my couch in the dark, watching the door, waiting for someone to come through it. No one came. The next morning, I went to the department. I told them I was leaving. Medical emergency. Family reasons. I didn't explain. I didn't have to. The department chair didn't ask questions. He just nodded. Said he was sorry to see me go. Said he hoped I felt better. He didn't ask why I was leaving in the middle of the semester. He didn't ask about the apartment. He didn't ask about the 4th floor. He just handed me the paperwork and wished me well. I realized on the drive home that he already knew. They all knew. The department has been sending visiting professors to that building for decades. 47 of them. 47 people who heard the page turning. 47 people who found the key. 47 people who climbed the stairs to the 4th floor. And 47 people who left without explaining why. They don't ask because they don't want to know. They don't ask because they're afraid of the answer. They don't ask because the answer might implicate them, might suggest that they knew what was in that building, that they chose to send people there anyway. I don't know what's in Unit 4B. I don't know who is watching me. I don't know if it was a person or something else, something older, Something that has been in that building since before it was a building. Something that wears the faces of the people it takes. Something that studies its prey before it moves. I don't know if the previous visiting professors are still up there, in the walls, in the crawl space, in the spaces between the floors. I don't know if they're alive or dead or something in between. I don't want to know. I'm home now, back in my own house, my own office, my own books. I haven't slept in 3 days. Every time I close my eyes, I hear the page turning. Every time I walk past a dark room, I taste adrenaline. Every time I check my key ring, I'm afraid of what I'll find. The key is gone. I threw it away, I think. I hope. But last night, I found a photograph on my desk. A Polaroid. Old. Faded. It showed a room I didn't recognize. A desk, a chair, a window. And in the window, a reflection. A face. My face. But younger. From years ago. From before I ever visited that city. The photograph was dated 1995. I was 22 years old. I had never been to that building. I had never heard of that university. I had never seen that room. But my face was in the window. Looking out. Waiting. I don't know how long it's been watching me. I don't know if it started with me or if I'm just another name on a list. Another visiting professor. Another person who heard the page turning and couldn't resist the key. I'm a folklorist. I know how this story ends. The intruder always wins. The figure in the periphery always gets closer. The presence in the vacant floor always takes the one who comes looking. The only way to survive is never to go up the stairs, never to use the key, never to open the door. But I did. And now it knows my face. Now it knows my name. Now it knows where I live. And somewhere, in a building I left behind, in a room that doesn't exist on any floor plan, there's a desk. On that desk, there's a notebook, open to a new page. The handwriting is mine. I don't remember writing it. I don't remember being there. But the ink is fresh. The date is today. And the words are the same words I've been reading in my own research for 19 years. The words that appear in every story, in every culture, in every corner of the world. She finally went home. Good. I was getting tired of waiting. She's the 48th. The pattern holds. They always go home eventually. Home is the trap. It always has been.